All right, so I wanted to talk to all the business owners out there, agency owners, whoever that basically runs a business, right? That you don't need leads, okay? What you need are customers. So when you are kind of generating your client acquisition system, when you are, doing outreach, you could be cold calling, cold DMing, cold emailing, right? Uh, Advertising, running or uploading content on social media so you can have an organic way of generating customers, right? But you don't need actual leads. What you need to get are customers, signing clients that actually are interested, are bought into your services, into your product, and actually buys and consumes the product, right? The only way that makes sense for you to actually open a business is to actually get clients into your business to consume your products and sell that product to more customers, right? And that's a thing that I've seen a lot of businesses struggle with, especially the ones that are starting from scratch, right? And yeah, when you're starting from scratch, it kind of sucks, right? But well, at the end of the day, you want to get people to know about your business, right? And you have different ways, as I've commented before, on reaching those people to actually get to know about your business. But there's a kind of a tangible line in which you get perceived as a business and you get, well, once you actually reach out to someone, they see you as a business owner and they actually answer. And there's, well, the other part that when you actually outreach someone, they don't even bother if you have a business or not. They just tell you to go and fuck off, right? So what I wanted to basically explain in this video is different ways you could, sign clients and actually grow your business. Because what I've also seen is that there are two worlds of businesses, right? The ones that are, well, that has a local business, a physical place in which they, inevitably generate customers, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people going by or going past through the physical place, right? So, inevitably you will get customers from that because the place is transited, right? But there's also the other type of business owner that do not have that place, that maybe it's running a business from their house, right? And they assess people at their house. Or even like myself, I have a business that merely relies on my internet image, right? On uploading content on YouTube, for example, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, Facebook, or at my website, right? So when you just rely on that part in which you are basically invisible at the eyes of any customer, right? You have to craft different strategies to actually get customers, right? And these strategies actually are kind of the same strategies you would use for a physical place, right? Because yes, you could have a local in which you assess clients and you get clients from word of mouth referrals or by merely having the physical place, as I just told you. But if you want to actually scale that business and you want to get more customers, you'll have inevitably to use the strategies that you have to use when you don't have that kind of physical place, right? And that's why I'm basically recording this video, because I want to share those strategies so you can actually implement it by yourself and actually be successful by yourself. Now, as I was saying, there are two types of businesses, the physical one and the kind of invisible one, which is only on the internet, right? And there are different ways of generating new customers, right? But when you have the local place, as I said, you get customers inevitably because you are kind of advertising yourself in your local area, right? And what I've seen is that there are two different worlds of businesses, right? As I said, there is the local one and there is the one that is on the internet. And well, you can have different advantages and disadvantages. But what I've basically seen, and we're going to touch in a second, that when you're running a local business, you inevitably get customers because you are kind of advertising yourself and you're getting organic leads into that local, right? Because, well, at the end of the day, you are in a place and the street that you are is actually transited, so people actually sees your business, right? Or, well, maybe you get your clients from word of mouth referrals because you actually been in the industry for, a lot of years. And that's where the second war or the second type of business kicks into this video, right? What usually happens is that when you're opening a business, your first business probably, you're not going to, go full straight into it. You're going to have your part-time job or your 9-to-5 job, and then you're going to have your hobby as the business that it is, right? Because at the end of the day, you want both of these activities to run at the same time, so you can kind of have a plan B. So if some of them go wrong, you can jump on the plan B, right? But what usually happens is that when you are running kind of an online business, you need to get leads, right? You need to advertise yourself to actually get people to get to know about your business, right? And what happens on the local, you don't actually have to advertise yourself because you have that physical place, right? But as I said, there are different advantages and disadvantages. So the one that runs a local business will never have to, get into the lead generation world because he doesn't need to. He just needs to get into the advertising world if he actually wants to scale the business. But if you are running an online business, right, you will need to get into the advertising world because at the end of the day, it's literally the only way you can get customers, right? Now, here is where the hybrid system kicks in, and you would be asking, what is the hybrid system? Well, the hybrid system, maybe you heard about it, maybe you didn't. What I would say the hybrid system is basically building a personal brand or building a business brand. And what that basically means is that the one that runs an online business will always have to rely on their public image on social media, while the one that has a physical business will only have to rely on actually getting their local business kind of look good, right? And these two different worlds kind of mix each other because if you want to scale, you actually need to advertise yourself, and that's where they kind of get in touch, right? But when you are building a business from your home, you are taking customers at your home, or you are just taking customers via Zoom calls or whatever, you need to make people to know about your business. You need to make people to know about that your expertise are actually the ones that they're looking for, right? And the only way to actually do that is by proving on social media that you are able to do that, right? So here is the problem that I'm seeing the most with a lot of business owners, that they spend humongous time on their website, they spend humongous time on their social media posting valuable tips and valuable, stuff about their services, right? But what they are not actually seeing is the amount of interactions that they're getting, right? Because you could be uploading, 10 posts a day, but if those 10 posts only catch, 3 eyeballs a day, you're not basically having a lot of leverage, right? And this is really a problem that I've seen with a lot of business owners that are starting, right? They just think, oh, let's record videos on YouTube. Oh, let's record videos on social media. But if you don't actually get traffic into your services, there's no way you will actually get customers. Yes, eventually you will create 1 or 2 leads from all these videos, but 1 or 2 leads are not customers, okay? And what you need to grow a business are customers, not leads. So the only way of actually generating those leads is, paying on social media to actually boost your content so more eyeballs can actually see your contents, so you get more interactions, more likes, more comments, more whatever, right? And in that way, you get more people to get to know about your business and about your services and about your products, right? Now, here is the problem. You could be advertising and you could be running, the best optimized campaign, but if you're just generating leads and you're not converting those leads into customers, into deals, into signing, customers, right? You're not basically getting nowhere, because at the end of the day, what you want as a business owner are customers, not leads. So you will eventually need a kind of a system to qualify those leads, to pre-qualify those leads. So when you actually get into sales calls, or when you actually get into actually meeting with them one-on-one, you know that they're actually bought into your services and they are qualified to sign the deal. So how could you build all these systems? How could you qualify new coming leads? So when you actually get into calls with them, so when you actually meet with them one-on-one, they actually know who you are, what you're selling and what are your services, right? So the only thing that you're going to have to do is to actually prove that you can deliver that for their business or for their, whatever they're looking for, right? And basically get them as a signing customer, right? How can you achieve that? Well, pretty simple. Again, you could be running ads, okay? You could be running email marketing. You could be running cold calling. You could be, sending cold DMs, right? But all this stuff is on cold. But what you should be aiming for is building a brand. So the only way of actually getting people into your social media is by paying, right? It's by paying and boosting your content so more eyeballs can actually watch your content, right? This on one hand, but once you have the attention that you paid for, once you paid for the eyeball, once that person is actually watching your content, you have to work as hard as possible to get that person, that specific person that you're showing the ad, to actually follow your content and to actually be interested in your content. Because there's not such thing on paying for advertisement and getting a lead to follow you, okay? Because once you actually get that lead to follow you, it means that you just paid one, and all the content that you're going to upload on the following days, it will be free because you paid one time for a lead that will stay probably forever, right? Because once you actually follow a person, until you don't click unfollow, you're going to be watching all his content or their content until you click unfollow, right? So what I'm basically telling you is that you could be not generating leads at day one, but you could be generating leads at week 1 or at week 2, right? Because at the end of the day, you're paying for eyeballs, and once you, get their attention, they will actually follow your services, and the only thing that's left from you is to actually prove to that new follower that you are able to deliver those services. And once you are able to show them that you know about what you're talking about, right, they will actually contact you back and they will ask you, for whatever the service you're offering, right? So let's say that you're running a home improvement business and you're offering roofs and you're paying for advertising, right? You could be generating a lot of leads, but if you're not proving to all the people that's looking at the ads that you can deliver that, once you get into the sales calls, you won't be able to sign a client, right? And this is what happens with every type of business, right? In which you could be running a lot of advertisements, but if you're not able to qualify them, it's actually useless, right? And once you actually qualify them, right, you have to eventually do the sale and sign the project or the deal or the job or whatever, right? And that's another video, but what I'm trying to say here is that you could be generating a lot of leads, but if you're not actually able to prove to those leads that you're able to deliver those services, those leads are just going to stay as leads. If you want to get those leads to actually convert into customers, you have to prove in any sort of way or manner that you're able to fulfill that expectation.